gather round people wherever you roam. And admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone.
If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changin'.
Expressing things in a comfortable environment, as well as like the sense of family. Like when you're in a show, like you have to clothe each other, feed each other, like spend every like late at night hours together, truly becoming pieces of the same art piece together. And there are very few connections that you can compare that to. Like, even kind of.
Hold on, I'll record it.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. I'll never fall for another boy. And don't tell me what to say, and don't tell me what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you.
I'm young and I like to be young. I'm free and I like to be free. To live my life the way that I want. To say and do whatever I please.
You don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'd never stay.
You guys are so good.
Friends, let me remind you why we are here. Today, our band embarks on a little retreat to be still and mindful in making music.
Looking for a hard-headed woman, one who'll take me for myself. And if I find my hard-headed woman, I won't need nobody else. No, no, no. I know a lot of
Yosemite will cleanse our muddy minds, infuse our songs, supercharge our souls. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, our recent pact strongly stands in force. You two, Danny Demain and Barry Barone, have sworn for a 3-month term to live here in nature and to keep those promises that are written on this piece of paper.
If I find my hard-headed woman, I know the rest of my life will be blessed. Yes, yes.
No flirting or other love stuff.
No flirting or other love stuff.
No substances.
No substances.
No food on Fridays.
No food on Fridays.
No naps.
No naps.
Naps.
Only music
Only music.
Only music.
and the fine print. Your oaths are passed. Therefore, write down your names, that each one's hand may strike their honor down that violates the smallest vow herein. And vices go in the box.
I am resolved. It is but a 3 months fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine.
That's right. As Thoreau says, instead of 3 meals a day, if it be necessary, eat but one.
My loving lads, Dumaine is subjected. The grosser manner of the world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser parts.
That's right, too.
So much, dear friends, I've already sworn. That is to stay and make music here for 3 months. But there's other strict observances, like not to see a woman in that term, which I hope, well, is not enrolled here. And 1 day a week to touch and no food, the which I hope is not enrolled here. And then only sleep 3 hours in the night and not to be seen to nap all of the day, the which I hope, well, is not enrolled here. These are barren tasks, my friend, too hard to keep, not to see ladies eat or sleep.
Your oath is passed. Too late, Barone.
Ferdinand, I only swore to stay here and make music with you for 3 months' space.
Well, you swore to all of that, Barone.
I swore in jest.
I am everyday people.
There is a long hair that doesn't like the short hair for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on, Scooby Dooby Dooby.
We got to live together.
Are we nearly there yet or what?
I swear, my ladies, my body is weary of this great world. We are all strung out. We all know people here fighting for their rights, and we all know boys on the other side of the world fighting for who knows what.
Princess, have you heard from your brother?
My mom and I watched the news in horror from Vietnam, but last we heard he was safe.
Wow, that's heavy.
That's why we're heading to the park. Remember what Thoreau says in Walden. It is surprising and memorable to be lost in the woods. Not till we are lost do we begin to find ourselves and realize where we are and the extent of our relations.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
They'd be better if well followed.
How are we gonna make music without a drummer? We've gone through 7 in the past year.
All right, well, sit you out. Go home, Barone. Adios. We can do just fine without him. Sometimes I'm right, and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song.
The butcher, the baker, the drummer, and then makes no difference the group I'm in.
And I'm everyday people. All right, give me the paper. Let me read the same, and to the strictest decrees, I'll write my name. Item. That no band member shall come within a mile of a woman. What? Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing their tongue? Who devised this penalty?
I did.
It's really heavy, man. What's next?
Item. That if any man be seen talk with a woman in the next 3 months, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the band can possibly devise.
Oh, no, this article we all must break. For well, you know, there's a mandatory park orientation 4 hours hence with rangers and scientists and the like, some of whom may very well be of the female persuasion. Therefore, this oath was made in vain.
Ooh, we definitely forgot about that.
Be that as it may, to the laws at large, I'll write my name. And he that stands to break them in the least degree stands condemned to eternal shame. And I do believe, although I seem so loath, I am the last who will last keep his oath. I am no better, neither are you. We're all the same, whatever we do.
You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then
Can't figure out the bag I'm in.
Rosaline, why are you weary when you have so many wooers?
Well, I pray you name them. And as you name them, according to my description, guess my affection.
First, there is Johnny, the country western singer.
For he does nothing but talk of his horse all the time. Me and my horse, me and my horse.
Oh, then there's Bob, the folk singer.
He hears merry tales and smiles not. God defend me from these two.
And what do you say to the crazy freeform jazz drummer, Monsieur Lebeau?
Well, God made him and therefore let him pass for a man. Some of his solos were really self-indulgent.
You need not fear, Rosaline, the having of any of these men. They will be nowhere near Yosemite National Park this summer.
And I am glad of it, for there is not one among them that I dote on his very absence.
Let us talk no more of love. Let's go, gals. So, this is Yosemite.
Now, my bandmates and sisters in exile, has not old custom made this life more sweet than that of the city we left? Here we feel the season's difference, and churlish chiding of the spring wind, even when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, these are no fans or wannabes. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity. And this our life outside the busy town finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stone, and good in everything. I would not change it.
From the process of filming Love's Labor's Lost, what was your strongest memory?
I think, for me and the Sierra girls, when we were out driving around in the really cool old cars and being out kind of way out on the outskirts of town and, getting to kind of see the aspects of how you shoot a scene with a camera versus just doing it on stage, because you can do so many different things with the camera, and getting up close with the camera versus being far away and then having this shot where you're driving off into the sunset and those sorts of things. So that was interesting because I don't think I've ever filmed anything before.
What's your preference now?
I don't know.
Sun, 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 here it comes.
Is all our company here?
Oh, you were best to call them generally, person by person, according to the retreat roster.
Thank you, Intern Custard. Now, you all know All Telling Fame has noised the news abroad that we welcome here today 2 bands. The Kings of Never! And the Sierra Girls! I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello to you all. May I present my band, the Kings of Navarre. I am Ferdinand Franks.
And I'm Barry Barone.
Danny Dumaine.
Okay, I'll introduce the Sierra Girls. I'm Rosaline.
Princess.
Catherine. Maria.
And joining us too is a scientist here on retreat, Dr. Louis Holofernes. Who?
Dr. Holofernes. You can call me Lou. I'm a biologist here studying the animals of the Sierras. We'd like to protect them.
The Kings of Navarre have made a vow while on retreat to avoid publicity and shun the spotlight.
Who is that?
Danny Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth.
Catherine.
I met him when I was performing during El Teatro Campesino, during the Delano strikes. I think he was lost, but he performed for some farm workers one night and then he was gone.
And who's that, Princess?
Oh, Ferdinand Franks. He can really wail.
Oh, I'm sure.
I met him this summer at Woodstock. I'd been up 48 hours and there he was, madcap and muddy. He recited Ginsberg to me under the stars and then he was gone.
Who's he, Rosaline?
Barry Barone. He's lead guitar and vocals. We met at Harlem Music Festival. We danced to Sly and Stevie until the sunset, but then he was gone, of course.
God bless my ladies. Are you all in love?
No.
Fair women, I welcome you to the park.
Fair I give you back again, and welcome we have not yet. The roof of this place is too high to be yours. It is all of ours, if I have understood the concept of national parks correctly.
I hear you boys have sworn off women. Best of luck with that.
Attention! Attention! Your safety instructions will now be delivered.
We have some rules you must obey if in this park you people want to stay. Yosemite is here for all of you, but to these thoughtful rules you must be true. The first rule is you must not feed the bears. They are clever critters and will catch you unawares. They are not aggressive, they do not seek to fight, but they'll steal what's not locked down at night.
Hey, did not I dance with you in Harlem last summer?
Did I not dance with you at Harlem last summer?
Oh, I know you did. With me and our old drummer. Huh?
Well, then how needless was it then to wonder?
You're kind of a bummer.
Our second rule is similar in scope, but just as easy to comprehend, we hope. Keep track of your litter, your cans, your peels. They rot. Look down and around for anything others forgot. Pause on pavement is the third. And please don't think me a fishwife, but pets can scare wildlife. There are 20 miles of paved trails to explore, so please keep your pets out of meadows, restaurants, and stores.
Lady, I will commend to you my own heart.
Well, please do, but from it will you part?
For you, my dear, and for my art.
Well, don't kill yourself, that won't be smart.
What's her name in the vest?
Oh, that's Catherine, and she plays the best.
Is she wedded or no?
To her will, man, or so.
So, she's all show and no go?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Jermaine has his eyes on you, you know. He doesn't know where we met, though. In Teatro Campesino? Sí, me gustó mucho. Meanwhile, I've got my eye on a scientist. Es guapo.
These are the basic guidelines of Yosemite. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. Now have fun, visitors, and stay out of danger. I welcome you here on behalf of all the Rangers!
Thank you so much, Ranger Marion. If it's all right, I'd just like to offer a few words of my own, or rather a few words by one of my heroes. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberatively, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn from what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived.
Henry David Thoreau.
Kapow!
How about this? The road on which we have long been traveling is deceptively easy. A smooth superhighway on which we travel at great speed, but at its end lies disaster.
The other fork in the road, the one less traveled by, offers our last, our only chance to reach a destination that assures the preservation of our Earth.
Oh, Rachel Carson! It's Rachel Carson.
Farewell,
It's
fair
Rachel Carson.
princess. You may not come in our campsite. Tomorrow shall we visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires be with your grace.
May your wishes be granted in every place.
Adios, linda dama.
Adiós, hombre guapo, y si se puede.
Hey, so you're a scientist, huh?
That's the idea. I'm here to help the endangered animals of the Sierras, and we gotta make a law to protect them, and fast.
Yeah, I can take it.
Yeah, but I mean, can we really make a difference in this world?
Population keeps on breeding, nation bleeding, still more feeding. Life is funny, skies are sunny, bees make honey. Who needs money?
Love to change the world,
but I don't know what to do. So I'll leave it up to you.
Save you, friend, and your music. Do you live by your drums?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Are you a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I live at my house, which is by the church. And as I said before, I am a scientist.
Well, you're a drummer now. Play on and welcome to our band.
World pollution, no solution. Institution, electrocution, black or white, rich or poor.
So these are some of the conversations we're having. Have you seen the open air tram that goes around? It's kind of early in the season yet. You might not have seen them, but during the summer there are open air trams that go around. but one of the things I talk about is, you know, how you can make a difference. And for me, I focus on the little, but I'll actually we have 2 stops on the tram tour, and I'll actually have people pick up trash.
Oh, really?
You're making a difference.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they say that at some point in the show. He's like, oh, you know, the glaciers are melting and it's horrible, and she says, yeah, but we're making a difference.
Oh, Custard.
Oh.
Exceedingly well met. Do one thing for me that I should ask
When would you have it done, sir?
this afternoon.
Well, then I will do it. Good day, sir.
Which you don't even know what it is.
Well, I will know, sir, when I have done it.
You kind of have to know what it is before you do it.
Oh, okay. Then, in that case, I will see you tomorrow morning.
No, but I need it done this afternoon. Custard. Look, listen, it's with this. The Sierra girls are here in the park. There's one among them, Rosalind they call her. Ask for her. And to her sweet hand, please give her this.
What's this?
That, my friend, is the future. It's called a cassette tape.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's music on it.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the best part is it's made of plastic, which means it'll last forever. There's no other way it could ever be superseded by any other form of listening to music.
Groovy. Okay, yeah, no, I'll deliver this to her pronto.
Thank you. And I, forsooth, in love. I that have been love's whip, a bitter enemy to a loving sigh, a critic, and a cop, a pig, and all for Cupid. What I love, I seek a partner to woo for her, to watch for her, to pray for her. Man, love is like a virus. Those that neglect it get infected. Well, I will love. I will laugh, write, sigh, pray, and moan. Some men must love, my lady, and others must moan. For my love grows where my Rosalind goes, and nobody knows but me.
I think it was just because between the shows, of course, there's little differences, and you could just see the way that the actors really expressed themselves differently and like found themselves through playing their characters. And I wouldn't say, and the technical part of me, of course, is do we include this or do we include that? But then the other part of me is like, that's really cool that they can be that, those different versions of themselves across the performances, and all of those versions are authentic. And I think that's one of the things that makes theater special, because you don't get to see, the different cuts of movies, right? You only see the one that makes it into the final film. But with this, you get to see 4 different takes of the same character by the same person, and that's it's very humanizing, I think.
This is heavy stuff.
What is?
Like, they're still cleaning up from that oil spill in Santa Barbara, and don't get me started on the Cuyahoga River bursting into flames from the chemicals this summer.
See, and it's not just equal wages the farm workers are fighting for. Those chemicals they have to spray in their food, it's poison.
It's not fair the poorest among us have to do such dangerous work. They're voiceless.
Like the animals. Who speaks out for them? I mean, we might lose the bald eagle entirely.
And not to freak you all out, but Rachel Carson and some other scientists think that the glaciers in the Arctic are starting to melt. We don't yet know why, but it might have to do with pollution and all that.
Poison in the water, poison in the air, fires in the forest, and the last bits of wild earth being turned into parking lots.
Even here in Yosemite. I just read in the newspaper the other day they're trying to build this huge resort hotel with all of these shops, and it's ridiculous. They pay paradise, put up a parking lot with a pink hotel and a boutique and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They pave paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh, ba 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 ba. Ooh, ba 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 ba.
They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum, and they charge the people $1.50 to see them. No, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
Ooh, ba 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 ba. Ooh, ba 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 ba. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away your DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, just leave me the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
Heyo, pray tell, which of you is the head lady?
What's the buzz?
I have a package from Barry Barone to a one Rosaline.
Break that package open.
Okay. It's a cassette tape?
Everyone listen.
This is the way I always dreamed it would be, the way that it is, oh, when you are holding me. And I never had love of my own, and maybe that's why when we're all alone, I can hear music, I can hear music. The sound of the city, baby, seems to disappear. I can hear music, sweet, sweet music. Whenever you touch me, baby, whenever you're...
How does he love me? With adoration and fertile tears, with groans that thunder love and sighs of fire.
No, but my band does know my mind. I cannot love him. But send him this message.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. I'll never fall for another boy. And don't tell me what to say, and don't tell me what to do. So just let me be myself. That's all I ask of you.
I'm young and I like to be young. I'm free and I like to be free. To live my life the way that I want. To say and do whatever I please.
You don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'd never stay.
Send this to Barone.
Okay, yeah. Right away.
That final recording session in the cabin where we're all recording the music, like, I don't know, like, everything just, like, clicked, and I feel like all of the music made sense after that. Everyone knew their parts. We just kind of, like, really, really became, like, a functional, proper group at that moment. And also, like, hearing those, like, recordings later were definitely, like, the most, like, chill-inducing, because, I don't know, that was just so magical. Yeah, like, those are the things that, like, you really hope for, but rarely happen, I guess. It's not only the people, it's not only what we're doing, it's not only like the level of exhaustion we're at because we had been running around that entire weekend, as well as the place we were at. It's a really, I don't know, like the stars literally had to align to make that situation work the way that it did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was magic.
Drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in. I am everyday people. We got to live together.
This one's for Danny Dumaine. If I was a flower growing tall and green, all I want is him to be my sweet honeybee. If I was a tree going wild and green, all I want is him to hold me and be my leaves.
All I want is her, could she be my bride? Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is her, could she stay with me? Hold me in her arms and sway like the sea. If he was a river and the mountains tall, the rumble of his water would be my call. If he was the winter, I'd know I'd be the snow. Just as long as he was with me, let the cold winds blow.
interrupt me drinking from my broken cup and ask me to open up the gate for you. I want you. I want you. I want you so bad.
I am on a lonely road and I am traveling, looking for something. What can it be?
Oh, I hate you some, I hate you some, I love you some. Oh, I love you and I forget about me. I wanna be strong, I wanna laugh along, I wanna belong to the living.
Alive, I wanna get up and jive. I wanna wreck my stockings in some jukebox dive. Do you want
wanna
dance with me, baby?
Do you wanna take a chance on maybe finding some sweet romance with me, baby? Well, come on. All I really want our love to do is to bring out the best in me and in you too.
I want you. Yes, I want you. And I want you so bad. Baby, I want you.
All right, smile.
What do you mean we're making a documentary? What is this? What?
Well, you know, it's like Shakespeare said.
Who's Shakespeare?
Shakespeare, he said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. What? So we're always in a play, I guess.
Far out. Anyways, don't worry. I'm only feeding a pretend bear.
Good.
I feed the real ones on Wednesdays. You're so cute, yes you are. Oh, you're my cute bear.
Exit. Pursuing a bear.
Character-wise, I think it was kind of fun to play someone who was very snippy and snappy and really sarcastic and had a lot to say. And as far as a story, I think it was great that we included the ending with the Love Laborers won, because you really get to see that part of Barone and the whole Guys band. You really got to see the progression of that ego death, where when they came back and everyone was humbled and they were greater people as opposed to just staying very, self-righteous. It was a really cool angle to see. I'm really glad we did that.
sweet Jesus, this love is crazy, and I'm crazy in love. I will not love and faith hang me. I will not. Oh, but her eyes, have you actually seen them or stared at them all night? Oh, well, she has one of my songs already. The intern already poured. Oh, sweet intern. Oh, sweetest lady. By God, I wouldn't care a pin if the other three were in. Oh, God, here comes one now. By God, make him groan for love.
Ay, me. Dear princess, you are my princess. Jeez. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me when you hold me in your arms so tight. What? To Maine and reading? Listen, ear.
Catherine. Beautiful Catherine. You're the only girl I adore. Got a block from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I'll just stay affecting if I can for sure. By whom shall I send this? Company!
Maria, I just met a girl named Maria.
Your love is far from charity. You've been overheard.
You scold him, offending twice as much. I have been closely shrouded behind this tree and seen you in your lovesick melancholy. What will Barone say when he shall hear your pledge so infringed, with such zeal you did swear? You should keep this on the hush-hush, this conspiracy.
Now I step forth to whip hypocrisy. Are you not ashamed, Ferdinand? Nay, are you not, all three of you, to be this much overshot? What a scene of foolery have I seen, of sighs and groans and cheesy love songs.
Are we betrayed thus to your overview?
Not you to me, but I betrayed by you. I that am honest. I that hold it a sin to break the vow that I am engaged in. For when would you ever see me write a thing in rhyme for love or spend a minute's time in love? Wait.
Whither away so fast?
I flee from love. Let me go.
Heyo. Rosalind asked me to deliver this to you, Barone.
Wow.
What's bugging Barone?
Nothing. It's a toy. I don't need to fear it.
Therefore, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It is in Barone's writing.
Oh.
And here's his name.
Oh, you loggerhead! You were born to do me shame. Guilty, I confess. Confess.
What?
That you three fools lacked me, fool, to make up the mess.
Traitors to your pledge. You know, back in my hometown, we have a word for this.
That word being?
Dishonorificability in natatibus.
Say what?
Well, everyone knows that the longest word in all of Shakespeare is the word honorificability in natatibus, which I need hardly remind you is the dative and ablative term which, loosely translated into the modern vernacular, means the state of being able to achieve honors. In my hometown, we simply add the negative prefix dis to describe people who have acted dishonorably, like you guys now. Emma!
But what of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing so sure. and therefore we've all broken our oaths.
Dig this then, affections, men at arms. Consider what you first did swear unto. To fast, to study, to speak to no one. We have made a vow to make music, friends, and in making that vow we have betrayed true harmony. For when would you, my friend, or you, in lonely contemplation ever come up with such fiery numbers as the prompting eyes of beauty's teachers have enriched us with?
He's right. Love first learned in another's eyes lives not alone confined to the brain, but with the motion of all elements. Courses as swift as thought in every power, and gives to every power a double power.
It adds a precious seeing to the eye. Love's gaze can gaze, an eagle blind. Love's ear can hear the lowest sound. Love is the songs, the arts, the melodies that show, contain, and nourish all the world.
For valor, is love not a mountain lion climbing trees in the high Sierras? As subtle as mule deer, as sweet and as musical as a new world warbler.
And when love speaks, the voice of all the gods makes heaven drowsy with the harmony. What fools we were these women to swear off.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. Ooga chaka, ooga. When you hold me in your arms so tight, ooga, ooga chaka, everything's alright. Therefore, let us devise some entertainment for them this evening. How about a date at the Fire Falls tonight? They stopped the Firefall last year. Why, man? Oh, maybe they finally realized that throwing burning embers up a cliff 3,000 feet above a flammable valley floor probably wasn't the best form of mass entertainment ever devised in a national park.
Hear ye, hear ye. Tonight, in Camp Curry, a microphone will be open for all singers and musicians here and residing. A once-in-an-evening chance to entertain guests and staff. Costumes, optional.
That's it. We'll woo the girls with some tunes.
But we promised not to perform for the public.
Relax, it's a costume party. We'll be in costume.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, what if the threads aren't new, but like recycled or homemade?
Far out. And
the event's so far away, and I'm just jonesing to give Catherine this hiking glove that I made her. Custer, can you open this door? Oh. Substances.
Yeah, I may have kind of just like knitted a scarf for Maria that I forgot in my tent, but it'd be cool if you gave it to her, like that scarf right there.
Wow. Please give Princess this bracelet. Oh, and this hat that I brought.
Okay. You know, if I did love a woman in your flame, I would not send mere trinkets.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at her gate, and call upon her soul within her tent. Write loyal cantos of condemned love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo her name to the reverberate hills, till the babbling gossip of the air cries out, Rosaline! She should not rest between air and earth, but she should pity me.
You might do much
I will give those Sierra girls your gifts this afternoon. In the meantime, write something, will ya?
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, flowers.
Are those flowers? Did you pick flowers? Did she pick flowers? Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
I'll say my name in the role or something.
Okay.
Okay, so my name's Catherine Flores, and I'm playing the role of Catherine.
Okay.
Falling in Love in Yosemite by Cat is like the best song ever.
best song,
and
yeah.
we were constantly singing it for like weeks after and always talking about it.
I met a boy. Last summer we were fighting for the same cause. I met a boy. We were so good together. And one day he went away, brought back all our memories. Let's go. Why wait to fall in love, in Yosemite? Let's go. Why wait to fall in love, in Yosemite? Maybe this time we will stay to fight for another day. I met a boy. So good. Thank you. Methinks I feel Dumain's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Even so quickly one may catch a virus.
Did you forget to wash your hands?
Ew. Ladies, love tokens from your admirers.
Oh.
Tokens.
This is for you. This one's yours. This is yours, very special.
Oh.
Very hard on it. And then here's yours.
Sweethearts, we shall be rich ere we depart if presents come thus plentifully in. A lady walled about with bangles. Look you what I have from the loving Ferdinand.
Oh, and leave nothing else along with that.
Nothing but this. As much rhyme as would be crammed up in a sheet of paper.
Written on both sides of the leaf, margin and all.
Oh.
But Rosaline, you have a favor too.
Yeah.
Catherine, what was sent to you from the fair Dumain?
This hiking glove.
Did he not send you two?
Yes, madam.
Oh.
And moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover.
This and this scarf to be sent through. The letter's too long by half a mile.
Did you not wish in heart that the letter shorter and the scarf were longer?
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
And they are worse fools to purchase mocking so. That same road I'll torture before I go.
Well, prepare, women, prepare. Love does approach disguised. And the kings are in costumes. You'll be surprised.
What, do they come to visit us?
They do, and are appareled thus as astronauts or moon treaders, as I guess. Their purpose is to converse, to court, to dance, and each one his love feet will advance unto his own dear lady, which they will know by the thoughtful gifts they did bestow.
Oh, will they so? Well, the singers shall be tasked. For women, we shall each one of us be masked.
Oh, I have an idea that should help at least. Each of us should dress as a beast.
So cool. Do the butterfly?
Yes, you
Oh.
will do your face. Butterfly. And
Perfect.
it's your favorite.
Hold! Rosaline, this favor you shalt wear. So shall Ferdinand court you for his dear. Okay. Oh, and give me thine. So shall Barone take me for Rosaline.
And change our favors too. Thus shall our lovers woo, confused by these removes.
Well, come on then, let's wear the favors most in sight.
But in this changing, what is our intent?
The effect of our intent is to match theirs. They do it but in mocking merriment, and mock for mock is our only intent.
I love this.
Yeah, I can agree. Oh, they're gonna be so surprised.
They're so
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the moon. The eagle has landed. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Thanks, America.
Ladies, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain.
That we, whom you have definitely never met before, present to you the greatest heroes of all time.
The three that have so recently landed on the moon's sphere.
And this horned lantern, does the moon represent? And I myself, the man in the moon, I seem to be? Yes.
You may think you saw everything on your TVs.
But in that time that we could see and you could not, flying between the cold moon and earth, Cupid all armed,
A certain aim he took, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, so that it should pierce 100,000 hearts.
Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a bed of western flowers.
What do you want with us?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
We have voyaged many miles to try to measure with her on this grass.
Oh, how many weary miles.
We measure nothing that we spend for you. Our love is so rich, so infinite. We come from the moon, from the future, girl.
And just imagine, maybe someday people will go to space just like for fun.
What a colossal waste of money.
Yes, you may say that. But let me tell you, seeing our little planets from all the way up there in space, man, hasn't that been a wake-up call that we gotta protect this place?
I suppose so.
Will you fine ladies be at the open mic night?
We just might?
I have a song, but I wouldn't sing it for a crowd.
Oh, come on, my dear, sing, sing.
Okay. Ranger Marion. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, so just like we practiced.
Yes.
All right.
Life was just great. She taught us the sign for peace. Now she's made us some popcorn. We've turned out the lights and we're watching movies I don't understand. And she tries Now a spaceship is riding through somebody's brain, and there's blood and guts. Oh, she's the best one that we've ever had. She sits on her hair and she's tall as my dad. She tied at my shirt, she pierced her own ear, and it's peace and cool. Yeah, the babysitter is here. The best babysitter is here. Woo-hoo!
Not one word more. Break off, my ladies, break off.
By heavens, I'll try beaten with pure scoff.
Farewell, mad wenches, you have simple wits.
20 adieux, my frozen astronauts.
Are these the breed of wits so wondered at? But will you hear? Ferdinand is my love sworn, and quick Barone is my true love.
And Lil was for my service born. Jermaine is mine as sure as bark on tree.
Wait, Sierra girls, give here. Immediately they will again be here in their own shapes. For it can never be they will digest this harsh indignity. Will they return?
They will. They will, God knows.
Oh, let us explain to them what fools we're here. Disguised like astronauts in shapeless gear?
All hail, sweet madams. We came to visit and purpose right to be your dates at the open mic night.
Oh, we have had past times and pleasant game. Of late, a mess of astronauts left us but of late.
And the moon.
It can't be. Astronauts? A moon?
Yes, in truth. We four were indeed confronted with a moon and 3 astronauts. Here they stayed, what, ladies? An hour and talked to space. Gosh, and in that hour, they didn't leave us with one happy word, and not a syllable of love was heard.
Oh, but I am yours and all that I possess.
Which of the spacesuits was it that you wore?
What spacesuit? Why demand you this?
There than those spacesuits, those superfluous cases that hid the worst and showed the better faces. Oh, amazed Barone, why do you look so sad? Oh, Porter's bro, faint. Oh, Barone, why do you look so pale? Re-entry sickness, I think, coming from outer space.
Were the stars down plagues for perjury? Here I stand, lady. Dart your skill at me. Confound me with a flout.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you even here, but now disguised?
Madam, I was.
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
That more than all the world I did respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Upon mine honor, no. Despise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline. Yes. What did Neil Armstrong whisper in your ear? Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight and did value me above this whole world. God give you joy of him. The noble lord most unhonorably does unhold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and confirm it plain. But take it, sir, again.
My faith and this the princess I did give. I knew her by this jewel on her sleeve.
Oh, pardon me, sir. This jewel she did wear.
No.
And Barone, I thank him, is my dear. What, will you have me or your hat again?
Neither of either? I remit them both. Wait a minute, I see the trick on it. Here was some pretense, someone knowing beforehand of our merriment, some carry tale, some please man, some slight zany, some mumble news, some fink, some dick.
Whoa.
Did disclose our intentions to the Sierra girls, and then them switching favors, us wooing but the signs, wooed but the signs of sheep.
Wow.
No.
Residents of Camp Curry! Woo! Raise your hand if you're staying here tonight! Residents of Camp Curry! Gather round for tonight's entertainment. First, we have all the way from Spain, Juan Armado!
Muchísimas gracias a todo el mundo. Buenas tardes, buenas noches a todo el mundo. Me llamo Don Armado, vengo de España. Bienvenidos al Parque Nacional de Yosemite. Okay, sorry. I'm Don Armado. I come from like a different part of the play, so don't worry too much about that. But I wanted to be here, so I found a song from 1972. It got very, very popular on Spain. It talks about nature and oil spills and whales, and it repeats again and again. I would like to be civilized like the animals. Yo quisiera no ver tantas nubes oscuras arriba, navegar sin hallar tantas manchas de aceite en los mares, ni ballenas desapareciendo por falta de escrúpulos comerciales. Yo quisiera ser civilizado como los animales. Yo quisiera no ver tanta verde en la tierra muriendo, y en las aguas de ríos los peces desapareciendo. Yo quisiera gritar que ese tal oro negro, solo negro veneno. Yo quisiera ser civilizado como los animales. Yo quisiera no ver tantas nubes oscuras arriba, navegar sin hallar tantas manchas de aceite en los mares, ni ballenas desapareciendo por falta de escrúpulos comerciales. Yo quisiera ser civilizado como los animales. Yo quisiera ser civilizado como los animales. Yo quisiera ser civilizado como los animales.
Next up for tonight's entertainment, we will be having a battle of the bands. First up, we have the Kings of Navarre.
Whatever. This one is for the Sierra girls.
but mainly Rosalind.
Ooh, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging. Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Riding high when I was king, played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. Walked away, won me then. But easy coming, easy going, it would end. Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. I need you to understand that I tried so hard to be a man. The kind of man you want in the end. Only then can I begin to live again.
An empty shell I used to be. Shadow of my life is hanging over me.
Broken man, but I don't know. Can't even stand the devils that to save my soul.
Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging you, put your loving hand out, baby.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have the Sierra Girls.
Okay. You might be begging for me, Barry.
Oh, yeah?
But guess what? There's no love on a dead planet.
We don't own this place, but we act as if we did. It's a loan from the children of our children's kids. The actual owners haven't even been born yet.
We rarely tend the garden and we never pay the rent. Most of it is broken and the rest of it is bent. Put it all in plastic and I wonder where we'll be when the bills hit.
We can run, but we can't hide from it. Of all the possible worlds, we've only got one, we gotta ride on it. Whatever we've done, we'll never get far from what we leave behind. Baby, we can run, but we can't hide. Oh no, we can't hide.
Oil for the rich and nothing for the poor. We got everyone believing that more is more. If a reckoning comes, maybe we'll know what to do then.
We can run, but we can't hide from it. Of all the possible worlds, we've only got one, we gotta ride on it. Whatever we've done, we'll never get far from what we leave behind. Baby, we can run, but we can't hide. Oh, we can run, but we can't hide from it. Everyone! Of all the possible worlds, we've only got one, we gotta ride on it. Whatever we've done, we'll never get far from what we leave behind. Baby, we can run, but we can't hide. Oh no, we can't hide.
Amazing, wonderful, beautiful. I couldn't really pick a winner. They were both so amazing. How about we turn the question to all of you out there? Let's hear it if you think the Kings of Navarre won!
The King! The King!
Now let's hear it for the Sierra Girls!
settle down for a moment? I'm sorry. I am sorry. For this news lies heavy on my tongue. I just got a telegram for Princess. Your brother.
My sweet brother is dead. War has killed him.
Fear no more the heat of the sun or the furious winter's rages. Your worldly task is done. Home has gone now, your rage is frozen into none. Golden Lorn and past the reign of darkness, those shadows nearly broke you. Here this land will warm and cloak you. Fire sweep and burn through the wind. Chimney smoke fills our skies. Bells toll, hands fold, waiting to turn and melt back to earth. Rest your eyes and dry your tears. The sun takes its rest as you should hear. Simply consign to my lullaby and fear no more this life.
What do we do?
Prepare for it. We must away tonight. Back to Nevada, Sierra Girls.
No, not so. I beg of you, stay.
We leave, I say. I thank you, gracious friends, for all your kind endeavors, and ask you out of a new sad soul to excuse the strong opposition of our spirits.
Honest words did best pierce the ear of grief. Ladies, for your sake we have neglected time, played foul with our oaths.
No, we have received your letters full of love. And in our opinions, rated them as pleasant jokes and courtesy. And in their own fashion, we treated it like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, were no joke.
Now, at the latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
A time methinks too short to make a world without end bargain in. Your oath, Ferdinand, I will not trust. But go with great speed to some forlorn and far-off Arctic refuge, remote from all the pleasures of the world. There stay and defend that land for an entire year. And at the expiration of that year, come challenge me. I may be thine.
I will. But I leave my heart here with you.
But what to me, my love? But what to me? A wife?
Not so, Dumaine. For 12 months and a day, go do some good. For the children, black, brown, and poor, choking on poisoned air, help them. Then, if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve you faithfully and true until then.
And what says Maria?
In 12 months' time, if you save some endangered beasts,
I'll change my scornful look to a friendly smile.
I'll wait in patience, but the time is long.
In 12 months' time, you'll still be young.
What studies, my lady? Rosalind, look at me and impose some service on me for your love.
Well, often I have heard of you, Barry Barone, before I saw you. And the world's large tongue proclaims you for a man brimming with mocks. But to weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therefore to win me, if you please, you shall, from this 12-month term, from day to day, travel to reservations and neighborhoods neglected. Visit the speechless stick and still converse with these dying people. And your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavor of your wit, to encourage those in pain to smile.
To move wild laughter in the face of death? It can't be, it's impossible. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
No, do this, and I will have you, and your faults as well.
A 12-month.
Well, befall what will befall. I'll jest for 12 months in a hospital. It seems our wooing doesn't end like an old play. Jack has not Jill. These women's courtesy may well have turned our sport into a comedy.
Come on, Barone. It'll be a 12-month and a day, and then it will be over.
That's too long for a play.
Come on. Guys.
One of the things that has, especially through performing in Yosemite and with the shows that I've done, but in Love's Labor's Lost too, having a better appreciation for, what am I leaving to my own kids? And, the issues that were centered, that, they centered on in the show in terms of like the, global warming and pollution of water and air and all those sorts of things are still so relevant now. But I hadn't, my husband has always been pretty conscious of like, the environment and that sort of thing. And I, to a certain extent, have too, but like it just helps to help me remember and to feel more strongly about it and to realize, no, there's a lot that needs to be done still, and we want to be able to protect the places like Yosemite, and so that more opportunities like that can be available to other people.
One year later.
In April 1970, the first ever Earth Day was celebrated in the United States. I helped to organize a gathering, and the Sierra Girls played at it. We were some of the 20 million Americans that marched to call on the government to protect this planet. In December 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency was established. Ferdinand spent the year well too. Well, Ferdinand.
I went to the Arctic, like you said. Those glaciers are melting. We don't know why, but I hope that by the end of this century we can reverse the trend, because if we don't, we're in trouble.
You helped. We can all help.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters are
of the Clean Water Act. My protest song shed light on the problem.
And I lobbied hard for the act so the communities can have safe drinking water. It's a human right. Come writers and critics who prophesize with their pens, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for those wheels still in spin.
There's no telling who that is naming. For the loser now will be later to win.
For the times they are a-changing.
Progress was made on a law to save endangered species, using evidence that was provided by scientists like myself.
I read this evidence about threats to species right here in the Sierras. I admired Lou for speaking for those who don't have a voice, human and non-human, and I began my own graduate work in biology.
Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside raging. We'll soon break your windows and rattle your walls. And for the times they are a-changing.
Hi. Well, hello. I can't believe it's been a year. And what a year it's been. The very first Earth Day in Yosemite National Park. Making a difference. And Custer, after one very long year of very hard work, I think you finally earned this. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise to protect this park. To protect this park. The plants. The plants. The animals. The animals. And the people. And the people. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Because I am a junior ranger. A junior ranger. Come mothers, come fathers, use the land. And don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old world is rapidly aging, so get out of the new one if you can lend a hand. For the times they are a-changing.
In 1970, we also updated the Clean Air Act. Now we can protect the most vulnerable among us for generations to come. We all need to breathe. Even Barry Barone.
I spent the last year with people who were getting sick from factory smoke and other pollutants. It was really difficult, but I did my best to comfort them.
The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be passed, as the present now will later be past.
The order is rapidly thin. For the loser now will be later to win.
For the times they are a-changing.
We've done it, good friends. It's taken all of us, millions of us, to say what we need to say to leave a better earth for our children.
There's so much more left to do. Can we do it?
There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can say that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
Wait for it.
Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one who can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time.
It's easy now. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
There's nothing you can know that can't be known. There's nothing you can say that can't be shown. There's nowhere you be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. Everyone!
All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
Yes, all we need is love and willpower and government action on endangered species and clean air and water and God, there's still so much to do. It's 1970, y'all. Only 30 years until the millennium. We must do it. Our labors cannot be lost.
And in 50 years, in 2020, who knows what the world will be like?
We'll have colonized the moon.
Maybe I'll be able to marry my girlfriend.
We'll have given peace a chance.
We'll have cleaned the airs and rivers.
And if we haven't, my friends, we'll keep fighting. We will keep fighting until we die, until we clean up this great globe itself! Hit it!
Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people, right on! You say you want a revolution? You better get on it right away! Or get on your feet and in the power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people, right on!
Happy Earth Day, everybody!
We like to do comedies because we want to give people hope at the end. It's really easy to fall into climate despair, and we want there to be that ending that is about coming together rather than falling apart. Tragedies are about falling apart. We want to celebrate people coming together. So Love's Labor's Lost ended up allowing us to tell the story of 1969 and these amazing youth movements that led to the Environmental Protection Agency being created in 1970, Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, the Endangered Species Act, and all of these big pieces of legislation that were really inspired by youth movements that were of a piece with the Vietnam protests and civil rights and women's rights and LGBTQ rights, that you had people saying that they wanted things to be different, that young people were saying we need to protect this planet. And that's what's happening now. And so I think what was beautiful about Love's Labors was that we were saying, look at all these similarities between these people who have taken to the streets, who have organized, who have put their labors of love into trying to create a better world.
Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one who can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
There's nothing you can know that isn't known. There's nothing you can see that isn't shown. of money. And world change.
And government
And planets. And glaciers. The glaciers are melting.
Maybe I'll get a wife.
That's right.